I'm John Cowgill, fused glass artist living in Louisville, Kentucky. I'm using notes to try to stay organized, not to ramble, and not to waste your time. If it's a distraction, I apologize. I'm a jury artist member of the Louisville Craft Guild and the Southwest Florida Fine Craftsmen's Guild. I feel fortunate to have been accepted into this year's Workhouse Glass National 2020. It's a great exhibition of glass art created by so many talented artists. I do exhibit in a few art fairs, but generally prefer to exhibit in jury glass exhibitions. My background. For more than 40 years, I worked in various construction management roles. During that time, I would experiment and exhibit in various art medias, watercolor, stained glass, and enamels. Well, when I retired in 2013, I took a class in fused glass and became fascinated by the process. And I felt like it actually had a lot of the elements of watercolor, stained glass, and enamels, but posed new challenges. To enhance my knowledge, I take studio-based classes with national glass artists, Peter McGrain, Paul Messick, Alice Gabbard, Gail Stouffer, Kelly Alge. I also take web-based classes. I do not try to copy their respective work. I try to take their techniques and utilize their techniques to enhance the original artwork that I create. I create a lot of different sizes and types of fused glass. Every piece I make is an original piece. I do not use silkscreen, prints, or decals. The patterns are hand-drawn by me to fit whatever piece of glass that I'm doing. The pieces of glass are cut by me. The painting details are hand-painted by me. The firing process is managed by me. So while some pieces may resemble other pieces, each one is hand-created original by me. Everyone should have an opportunity to purchase original art pieces so that they can enjoy. So I do smalls, I do little light catchers, I do nice gallery pieces. I do pieces that can be displayed, in some cases used. I cannot say truly functional, probably whimsical is a better term. Nothing I do will look like a photograph. There are plenty of photographers out there. They don't need me doing photographs. When I determine what a representation I want to create, I will then think about what type of glass piece best demonstrates what I'm doing. It may be a thin panel, light catcher to hang in a window, maybe a thick piece to stand in a stand, maybe a piece that could be mounted in a frame and hung on a wall. Each piece is an original creation. It may look similar to another piece, but it's an original. Each individual firing of a piece, this particular piece, which is in this year's show, is 10 by 10 by 1, has 8 pieces of glass, then is stacked and fused. Each individual piece takes 6 to 8 hours. Each piece may have 3 firings, so I can get maybe 3 firings a day in my small kiln. Then all the pieces are stacked and they're fired again, and that final firing of the 1-inch thick piece is 24 to 36 hours. So just to whet your appetite, I'll show you some of my work. And some of the pieces are in progress so that you can see how I go about getting them and what it takes to do them. Some artists don't show you this stuff, but I thought, well, I'll show you everything, and you guys make up your own mind. But so let's just look at how this piece started. This piece started, with a sketch, this is the sketch that started with. And so I really liked it, and I started thinking about it. And so then what I did was I drew the actual working sketch that I would work off of. And so this is that working sketch. And then you might be able to see some numbers on there, because then I take this sketch and I put numbers which correspond to the piece of glass that particular representation will be on. Notice that there is a sun in this sketch, and there's only one palm tree in this sketch. But what I did was I did a mock-up, and this was the mock-up. which is actually a piece of glass, but I made that. And so I thought, you know, the sun is really a detractor from this. And it didn't have all the boats or the palm trees in it because it's a small piece. I was more interested in the building and how that related. So I thought, you know, I'm gonna eliminate the sun. So then I take the pieces of glass, and this will be the first piece of glass. And it's got the palm tree and the grass in the front. Then we get the second piece of glass. Then it's got the building starts showing up, the water starts showing up, and a couple of sailboats show up. Then we go to the third piece of glass. And we get more building, more water, more sailboat. Then we get to the fourth piece of glass. And we get the buildings, the rest of the sailboats, and get the back palm tree. And this is the fifth piece. And you'll see that the palm tree is here again. I put it on the fourth piece instead of the fifth piece. I thought it looked better. And the finishing of the building. So then we take all those pieces and we stack them and we put them in the kiln and we set the temperature, and the final firing is between 24 and 36 hours, depending on. And you hope upon hope that there's not going to be a boo-boo, because you can get bubbles in here, you can have blowouts, a lot of bad things can happen. A couple of the other pieces. This is a thin panel piece that I did. It's not in the show. It's just coys, and it's a thin piece. You can see it's just three layers of glass, and it's made so the light would show through it, and it sits in a nice frame. These are a couple pieces of whimsical art that I've done. This is a heron that's very popular in Florida. I hope you can see it without the glare. Nice heron. It's a light catcher. It's made to go in a window. This is an interesting little piece. It's not finished yet. I will put a lead frame or a caming around it to make a frame, and some hooks so it can hang in a window. It's a gnome and a fairy and a butterfly. I like doing those things. This is kind of an example of whimsical and functional. This is you can see they're similar. This is a mermaid, and then this is a mermaid. This is a coaster that I do for people sit on the bar, and it's probably the only functional piece that I will do. Now, to show you a progress piece, just so you can see some of the things that change. This is an angel light catcher, and it's got a brass caming around it, and I'll put 2 hooks on it. You can hang it in a window, and it really looks pretty with the light coming through it. But this is in progress, and this is when I was telling you how the different glass and the paints cure at different temperatures. These background paints, the face, the sky, the grass, the flowers right here, and the wings, that glass paint cures about 1240. The dress is going to be in a glass stainer color that cures at 1050. If I put it on that then with the other colors, it'll burn out and it will never show up. So it's got to have 2 or 3 firings just to get the colors in the right place, and then I have to put the caming on. But that's a little bit of what I do and how I do it, and I certainly hope you will go to www.workhousearts.org and look at this year's show. I think you'll be greatly surprised.